What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. I know it's been a while since I updated the Long Dark, so here we are. I promise, we're back up in the saddle, and we are running. We're getting saddled back in. As of right now, my goal is to get off of this map, so that's what we're going to apply ourselves to today. I took a wrong turn last episode. It hurt my pride a little bit, but I took a long turn, and I took a wrong turn. I can admit it. Sometimes you take a wrong turn. These accidents do happen. I think I'm carrying around like a rabbit or something right now, too. How close to the end of the day is it? We've got a little bit of sunshine left. It's not too bad. So, like, where we're going to be going is we kind of need to make our way up the hill and get up the rise over here. There is a spot where you can do that a little bit more effectively over there. So I think I gave you guys wrong directions. I thought it was the 3 over there. It's actually the little spot over here with the work table that you want to take the turn up the mountain. The chances of us running into a wolf this high up the mountain, pretty limited. So this should be a fairly relaxed travel sesh where we just hang out for a little while, get our boots all wet with the snow. Have I ever mentioned how much I love the footprints in this game? Look, people are going to think I'm going that way. I'm going to walk up the hill backwards. I'm going to leave a false trail. They'll never know. Although somebody smart, I think, could figure it out because your gait changes based on which direction you're going. So I don't think walking backwards would stop an experienced tracker. Like, I think they would see your boot prints in the snow and realize that you are walking, like, on your heel. Because, like, you land heel first when you're walking forward. You land toe first when you're walking backwards. And so you'd have to walk all weird and awkwardly because the indentation would be down further on one side than the other, depending on which direction you were walking. So, like, walking forward, the heel would be in the snow deeper, and then the weight would get distributed lighter on the front of the foot as it settles. Whereas if you go backwards, the dig would be on the toe. So, yeah, I don't think that would work against somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to tracking. I don't think it would work. But we're all warmed up. We're kind of up the hill right now. We want to follow this, like, the map that we want to go to is over there. I like to play on Mystery Lake when I play on Interloper. It's my addiction. A lot of people have been like, why don't you ever, like, survive anywhere else? I just like Mystery Lake. And then once I get settled in Mystery Lake, I don't know, Mystery Lake feels like home to me. It just does. It's got a homey feeling that no other map has. Like, I can survive for a while on Coastal Highway. It's actually a decent place, but there's such a big wolf threat over here. Plus, like, when you're on Coastal Highway, the nearest place where you can forge is inside the boat over on Desolation. And so, like, when you forge inside the boat, you get cabin fever a lot because you're indoors. And so I prefer to actually be outdoors when I do all my smithing and whatnot, just to avoid it. Like, cabin fever isn't too big of a problem as long as you're, like, established and you have, like, gear and you can camp outside and you've got, like, a bedroll and everything. But if you end up with cabin fever when you don't have a bedroll, it can be problematic. It can be very, very problematic because, like, where else are you supposed to sleep, you know? Like, there's a couple of beds that I can think of that are outdoors, but even so, all it's going to take is a slight turn in the weather and you are going to be a freezy pop. It's going to suck. So anyways, we're just going to continue this way until we get to the edge of the zone. Ended up being a little bit more of a walk than expected, so I figured I'd cut back in and give you a status update. So, like, I was thinking about it in the direction that I showed you up that way. Probably wasn't super self-explanatory because it's going to end up at the Cedar Hills Mine. But to the left of the Cedar Hills Mine, when you're walking up on it, there's another little deer path that goes down and comes to where I am right here if you follow it. There'll be a trailer and whatnot in that area too. We've also got a trailer over here. So worst case scenario, our energy levels are kind of low. Like, I don't know if we can make it to Mystery Lake off this energy level right here. We might want to spend the night on this side of the mountain and then make the run in the morning. Now, that is taking the risk that we're going to end up with really bad weather, which kind of concerns me, and I don't know what I want to do about that. Like, the weather could become problematic. We could get locked out of travel tomorrow, but I suppose that's the risk that you take in the Long Dark. But it might be a good idea to stay here. I mean, it's a tough call to make because this is basically our last stop. We've got, like, half energy. Like, I think we'll make it. Like, I'll just have to, like, I won't be able to explore a whole lot. But, like, our carrying weight, I don't know how close we are. Yeah, we've only got a little bit of leeway right now on our carrying weight. Like, we've got about 1/4 of a meter left before things go, like, really, really wrong for us. And so I'm a little bit worried that we're going to end up overburdened and just kind of, like, sloughing our way over there. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to end up with, like, lazy leg right now. You know what I mean? But I think I'm going to make a go of it, possibly. That waterfall sound that you're hearing in the background, that's exactly what we're looking for. That's the right stuff right there. That means that we're on the right path. We've still got a couple more turns and another rise up here before right over there. You can kind of see it through the trees. That's where we're trying to get to at the top of the mountain. So it's going to go the long way over here. There is another way you can cut up the mountain, like right over there. And then if you can come out right here, it'll come back onto the trail. You can cut right once you get kind of further down the highway. Might work out. Might be a workable solution. It just sort of depends like what you're in the market for at any given time. Like you can take the right path, which is an actual path, or you can kind of work your way up the mountain. You saw me try to do that in the earlier episode, but I was a little bit too far that way over there. And so it didn't come out where I wanted it to. I misidentified the situation. Bummer, dude. So here we are. If you need one more rest stop before we go to the next zone, there is absolutely a trailer over here, and you can crash inside of it. So if you catch yourself in a poor weather situation, this will keep you going right here. So just be warned that there is a place to rest over on this side. This one's full of books. I don't see anything else laying around under cabinets or anything. I was hoping maybe we could track down some dinner or something while we were on this side. Like, if I could find food in here, I'd be okay with staying for the night. I did loot a trailer off camera while we were on our way up the mountain and found a couple of granola bars or whatever. But I don't know. I think we'll probably... We'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. I think that in any situation in the long dark, if you're not sure if you're going to make it, I always feel like you should always play it safe, just as a cautionary tale. Just like, this may not go the way that I want it to. Perhaps I'll play it a little bit on the safe side. The times that I've been a gambler in this game are usually when I absolutely have to. And when I get all cavalier and crazy, it tends to backfire on me, like monumentally. So let's try to keep backfires to an absolute minimum right now. I don't need any back-related fires. We've got a couple of rabbits we can harvest. I think that's a pretty decent idea. That's dinner. I mean, there's an hour and a half right there. I don't know if we have any wood, but we can break down this chair, worst case scenario. So there's one rabbit done. I forgot that I even got these rabbits in the last episode. So there you go. We are even stinkier than we were prior. And we have a spraying risk right now. It sounds like we also have a blizzard coming through. That's okay. We'll figure out what we want to do. We got some pretty bad crackers right there. And I've yet to pick... Well, I want to eat the crackers. I do have, like, antibiotic tea, so that's good. Let's start this fire up over here. I don't know how many twigs or whatever I have on me. But if we can get something started up... Yeah, this is a nice little spot to do it. Let's do it right here. Magnifying lens. Oh, yeah, we have the torch, don't we? Break out a torch here. Just to make this a little safer. Perfect. And do I have wood? Oh, I actually don't. I figured I was probably carrying around some form of wood with me. I guess not. That's a bummer. Okay. Well, I mean, we can save the rabbit meat for later by leaving it outdoors. Like so. And then we'll eat some of our canned goods for right now. I don't want to. I tend to be a bit of a canned good hoarder, but we're a little low on water too. It's concerning. I don't like being low on water. I think I need a can. So I'm thinking I eat some peaches. I might eat something that gives me a can, so maybe I can boil off some water before we go to sleep. Like, I think we're pretty early on in the night right now. Like, if we could boil off, like... I don't know. Maybe we could boil off a couple, like a liter or two. I wouldn't be against it. Yeah, let's do that. And that'll let me cook the rabbit meat, too. We'll break down the chair real quick. That'll give us the energy to do that. And usually there's a crate over here. Yeah, there we go. I've got this game kind of memorized with the layouts and whatnot. So even if I'm in the dark, I should be able to find the things that I want. I think there's another one over there too, maybe. But I don't want to go look for it. Alright, so it's like the middle of the night right now. In the middle of the night. Walking in the middle of the... I go walking in the middle of the... I go walking in the... Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to study the book. I don't really use books on Interloper. I find that until you get the bow, there's not really like a lot of food to go around. And reading books in this game requires you to be fully like satiated with regards to your water and your food. So like I tend to just burn the books. Like I know that's probably uncouth and some people won't like that, but it's just the way that I operate. It's just what I do. We'll throw that in there. Over here we want to make some water in this recycled can. Otherwise we're going to run out of water in the morning. And then I also wanted to cook the rabbit meat. There we go. It is a little chilly out here. I am a tiny bit worried about that. But I think we should be able to get all this done before it gets worse. Let's cook another chunk of rabbit over here. And then we'll boil off another ½ liter. That's done. And then we'll cook over here as well. Dunzos. Wait that 20 till that's done. Good. Okay, I gotta take the can with me because I think I left all my pots and pans in other places because I'm kind of a noob like that. Like, I've played a lot of Interloper, but sometimes I just do, like, non-attention related. Like, tasks that are deprived of me paying attention tend to get me in trouble. Like, after a while, you kind of just get comfortable. You stop thinking about risks and hazards. You start feeling like, yeah, I'm going to be okay. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. And that's when the game gets you. Our weight's pretty good, so traveling tomorrow should be nice and easy. Well, let's go ahead and do 10 hours of sleep just to get our energy meter recharged back up. Oh, really? We've got cabin fever risk right now. Bummer. Okay. Well, I mean, unless we spend, like, an inordinate amount of time indoors, I think we should be all right. What's our cabin fever risk? 64% right now. Oof. Oof. Gross. Okay. It's definitely weak sauce. The sauce on that one is real weak. I think if I could find some sticks, I could make a snow shelter. That might help out. But regardless of how terrible the weather is, we need to be outdoors. Weather's pretty nasty, but I think if we really push ourselves, we'll be alright. So I'm going to like haul this out real fast, and we're just going to kind of put the pedal to the metal here and see if we can burn this thing out. I'm going to go through the tunnel about as fast as possible, energy permitting. There are a lot of places that we can get cover inside of this map, so maybe we'll spend a couple hours like sitting in a cave or something if it gets too cold. Like, there is a cave about halfway across. There's also, like, a train car. I think it'll be all right. Like, this is a risky play. Probably riskier than going last night, but meh. Meh. What do I look like? A guy who cares about risks? Now, let's get into the cave and get the hell on out of here. It's time for us to make our way home. All right, so the weather ain't any better over here. But if I can get cover for a minute, I need to drink water. There we go. Let me go ahead and bury a little bit of water in here. My biggest worry would be that the water would freeze inside the jug. That would be my biggest concern. I would be slightly terrified that that would happen. Like, I am a man who enjoys my water when I'm thirsty and need to be quenched. We want to make our way across this zone kind of rapidly. Our cold meter is not looking great. So, I've never slipped and fallen off of this thing. Someone who has done that will have to report back and let me know what happens. I think I know what happens. Like, it's not hard data to extrapolate. You know, there's two kinds of people in this world. People that can extrapolate from given data. And so, like, it seems fairly obvious what would happen if you fell. But, like, I don't know. I've never done it before. There is a place on this map that I've never been to. There's a secret spot where you can drop down. There's a place where you can put a climbing rope. So if you hike a climbing rope over here, maybe we'll do that in this playthrough. Like, there's a climbing rope in Mystery Lake, and I usually just use it on the mountain right there. Maybe I'll carry it down the mountain this time, and we'll bring it back over here, and we'll try to get to the secret spot. Like, there's a secret spot over across where the train has fallen, across the ravine, and you've got to kind of, like, sneak your way across on a log. There's an anchor point right there, and I've never actually put a rope right there and climbed down to see what's down at the bottom of the anchor point. As far as I understand from what other people have said, just in, like, me streaming the game or whatever, like, some people have said that there's, like, another train car down there and, like, a cave or something like that. but I've never seen that, and I'm actually sort of interested in seeing new things in this playthrough. A little bit interested in that. Any sticks around? I gotta make a snow shelter, and I gotta sleep outside when we get to Mystery Lake. So, like, that kind of sucks, but we gotta do something about this cabin fever risk. It's pretty nar right now. Like, it's still at 64. So, like, I was kind of playing haphazardly because I think I lost track of time. Yeah, you can't get cabin fever for, like, the first week. And for some reason, I was still operating under the assumption that we're in the first week and nothing's going to go wrong. And I'm actually pretty wrong about that. Any sticks around over here? Any sticks? There's some. I don't know. I think I need 8 or 12 of these for the shelter. So it's very, very likely that we may have to do that soon. But I'm going to try and get into the back of the cave, and hopefully we can get a warmth bonus over here in the back of the cave. That'll give us time to possibly, like, harvest off the deer that's over there, too, so that we have multiple deer hides ready to go, and we've got, like, loads of gut and basically all the things we're ever going to need for crafting once we get to Mystery Lake. Unfortunately, we looted Coastal Highway a little bit faster than I expected, and so I was hoping all of the bunny furs would be done by now so that we would have, you know, bunny fur gloves and a bunny fur hat at this juncture, but we don't. So a little bit behind the 8 ball right there, but we're still before day 20. You kind of want to have all of the bunny crafted stuff by like day 20. If you can get the bunny crafted stuff done and also the deer hide stuff done by day 20, more power to you, Chief. That's a pretty solid head start. You're not going to have to worry about the weather for a while during your particular playthrough, but there we go. I was hoping I could just step over here. Good. I didn't want to go all the way back around. I'm lazy, all right? Laziness is something that I am super afflicted with. Not when it comes to, like, my job on YouTube or Twitch, but, like, there's the anchor point right there, by the way, if you've never seen it before. If you anchor the rope right there, it goes down to, like, another little area that I have never been to. Never inconvenienced myself by carrying a 5-kilogram rope over here, so just got to drop down to there. It's not that bad of a drop. And then this is our crossing right here. You want to kind of get up on this cart. There is a lootable container, I think, over there somewhere, but I'm not going to, like, scratch my head over it and go back around to get it. We kind of want to get to the cave. Oh, I almost slipped and fell. That was almost a problem. That was almost a painful mistake. Nothing in the backpack. Nothing on the dirt guy. Okay, well, there's a deer over here. There's always a deer over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. You can find it with the crows if you really need to. There's no wolves on this map as far as I know, so don't panic too much about that. I don't have any rocks to throw right now, otherwise I'd take out that rabbit too. We would go into Mystery Lake with style. The cave is down this way. I'm going to see if getting into the back of it, we can get enough of a warmth bonus to really, like, push our way through and be all right, but I don't know. We actually got pretty lucky. There's 2 deer on the map right there, and those will actually stay there until we harvest them. So if you're, like, hard up at any given moment, you don't really need to deal with the deer right now. I'll probably just hang out right here for a couple of hours. I see no reason not to. We've got cabin fever anyways, so we might as well kind of, like, try to burn that down as much as possible. So looking now, cabin fever is at 49%. So yeah, we're going to spend more time outdoors, which is unnerving. Because we're going to have to sleep by the end of the day, and that's going to add a bunch more cabin fever risk. I've always felt that, like, sleeping shouldn't count towards cabin fever risk. Like, crafting indoors and stuff like that should, if you're doing it for, like, huge amounts of time. But, like, I personally always felt like cabin fever was a little punishing in this game. There's one deer hide right there. It's better than nothing. I think we may end up with cabin fever, though. Pretty good chance. I need more sticks. That's what I need, is I need more sticks. And I need, so for a snow shelter, we need 15 sticks and 5 cloth. So you need a lot. Like, you need a bunch of sticks. So maybe I'll kind of labor to pick that stuff up right now. I mean, it might be worth it to sleep outside tonight, even if we do make it to Mystery Lake. Like, energy levels are a little bad, though. Like, I've definitely been in a better position, so even if we could only sleep for a couple hours, either here or at Mystery Lake, I think it would help. Like, I kind of want to think, because there's like a cooldown, right? So the game keeps an internal counter of how long you've been indoors, and it only stretches out like a week or so. And so you're going to get like influxes. So like if you spend like 3 days mostly indoors, you'll get hit with cabin fever like a couple days later once you hit that critical point. And then once those 3 days fall off the end in favor of a new Jay joining on the other end of the array, you'll get like these massive drops in your cabin fever. So I mean, it's possible that just like resting for a couple hours outdoors might get us to that break point. And then once we get to the break point, you really can't get cabin fever again for, 4 or 5 days unless you really, really try. We are in a bad spot right now, though. I'm not a big fan of cabin fever. I've always kind of felt like the players should be rewarded for stockpiling and doing a good job, like, handling their wares. I think it was a solution to a problem that didn't exist in the game. Like, they added it because what a lot of people would do is they would stockpile, like, months' worth of food, and then they would just sit around indoors passing time, eating food and doing whatever. So, like, I get why they added it, but, like, I don't know. I've always felt like it was, once again, a solution to a problem that doesn't really exist. If we can find some cloth, that'd be great. I need cloth and I need sticks. This is not the night to be outdoors, though, so this might be risky. We'll find out in the next episode. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in. This is The Long Dark. How you do, and take care, everybody.